Alright friends, this is data lesson 2 and you should be on page 2 and it should look like this. So yesterday we talked about ordered pairs and what an ordered pair is. And remember we talked about how an ordered pair gives us a place or a point of reference on a coordinate grid. And remember a coordinate grid tells us about an area. So ordered pair always written with two numbers in parentheses with a comma in between. So this ordered pair might be 2, 6. And remember that ordered pair always tells us something, and that first number always tells us how far over. So I always like to think I'm going over to my friend's house, okay? And the second number tells us if it's going how far up it goes, right? And so one of the things I like to think about in my head is I like to say that I am, one second, let me change my pointer here. I like to say that I'm going over to my friend's house and going upstairs to play. Okay? I like to think of that rhyme in my head because in ordered pairs, you can't go up before you go over because if you flip those, then you're going to end up with the wrong spot. So I like to say I'm going over to my friend's house and upstairs to play. I'm going over to my friend's house and upstairs to play. Going over to my friend's house and upstairs to play. Okay, so looking at number 1 here together, it tells us what point is located at each ordered pair. So remember, going over to my friend's house and upstairs to play. So this tells me that I'm going. Sorry, friends. Obviously the bell just rang, but that doesn't mean our class is over now. Okay, so like I said, we're going over to our friend's house and upstairs to play. So we need to go over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then up 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see the point that is at 5, 8 is the letter M, or point M. Let's try number 2. Remember, I'm going over to my friend's house, then upstairs to play. So I need to go over 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And it tells me I'm going up 2. 1, 2. The point here is point P. Let's try number 3 together. Remember, I'm going over to my friend's house and upstairs to play. This tells me I'm going over 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Point is H. Notice how at 8, 5, there was another point, but that's not where I needed to be, so I kept going past it. Okay, the next section of this worksheet asks you to write the ordered pair. So remember, ordered pairs are always written with a set of parentheses and a comma. It will be wrong if you don't have parentheses and a comma. Alright, so like I said, it'll be wrong if you don't have parentheses and a comma. So now what I'm going to do is almost the opposite. I'm going to go find the letter N. So I'm going to find the letter N. And first I'm going to figure out how many far over I have to go. This is a little bit trickier. So I'm going to go over 1. And then what I'm going to do, so I'm going to reset that. So I'm going to go over 1. And I'm going to look up to see if N is there. And indeed, N is there. So now I know that that first number is 1. So now I found N. So now I have to see how many I count up to N. So it's going to go 1. So this one was a pretty easy one. But some of the others are a little more tricky. So let's look at number 8. Looking for the letter L, which is right here. So I'm going to count over till I get to that line. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is on line 4. So need my parentheses and my comma. It's going to be 4, comma. Now I'm counting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Let's try J. Or actually, let's try A. A is way up here. Follow A down. Find that it's on 2. Now I need to see how many I need to count up to it. 1, 2, oh, Got to be on 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So A is on 2, 12. I'm going to do one more because I do think this is kind of tricky. So I'm going to try the letter J. So one trick I might use, I might find the letter J and then follow it down, and that might give me my count over. So that would be 11, comma, how many do I have to count up? 1. Okay, now the last part of this worksheet is that it wants you to plot the following points. So you're going to plot these points. So in order to do that, remember I'm going over to my friend's house and upstairs to play. So the first thing I need to do is go over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it tells me I need to go up 11. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that, draw my dot and label it with S is how I draw on. So this is really, really tricky. So I suggest that you finish this page and make sure you have it checked. Then you have to do pages 2, 3, 4, and I believe 5. Feel free to ask adults for help. There's 3 different ways to look at coordinate grids, and that kind of makes it tricky. So make sure you ask for help if you need it.